Well, good morning, and we're very late this morning. It's a combination of events. First of all, my Parkinson's is getting worse. You can't tell that from looking at me here, but it is. Oh yes, I've aged. Have I aged? But I am virtually incapacitated now from walking. I try very hard to lead a normal life, but it's become virtually impossible. So what normally other people would take for granted and do within 5 minutes sometimes takes me 2 hours. Secondly, the technology defeats me. It wouldn't defeat an expert, but it defeats me. And so after I've got my body physically in front of the camera, I then have to fart around with the technology until such time as I can get it to stay on screen. That plus the backup that we got is very odd. It's because we're volunteers. Perhaps a television operation of this dimension, because actually it is quite ambitious. Is not capable of being run by volunteers, talented though they are. And so I think we have to see how we can adapt the model, because we do have some very talented people, and I don't want to throw them out, the baby out with the bathwater, as it were. But we cannot go on being sporadic. We cannot go on being unreliable. We cannot go on being incompetent. And so the business model has got to be reviewed and changed. We said we were doing that at the beginning of the year, and indeed we did. On paper, it looked great. As with all things, once you came to the application, it was much different. People have things to do, places to go. I forget, because I don't have places to go, that people do have places to go. I don't have the ability, no matter how hard I try, to be consistent in terms of looking after the technology. Just don't have it. And three, I no longer have the energy to plan meticulously. So what do we do? The answer is, I do not know. The one thing that I think would be not in anybody's interests, certainly not this community, and I'm worried that it's being abandoned at the moment by all those who should be looking after it. So if Mirador goes, I would see it as an abandonment and have a huge conscience about it. But I'm going to have to take a very, very hard look at where we stand and how we operate. Could be it doesn't need more than a few tweaks, a fresh pair of eyes to look at it. A new understanding of what television is all about. Because of the internet and social media and so on, people now treat television in a very cavalier way. But it doesn't have to be treated in a cavalier way. And it shouldn't be treated in a cavalier way. It is an important means of communication. I was just chatting to one of our business leaders this morning. And she was saying how the public side of things tries to undermine the small commercial side of things. Well, that's very true. And that gets my goat. I'm not a fan of any of the councils. I think they're a bloody incompetent lot. Their model stinks. The trouble is, so does ours. So I have no moral high ground. But I'm going to sit down and work out what is feasible and what is not feasible. Because we have plenty of ambition. Believe me, I'd become CNN tomorrow if I had half the opportunity. But at the moment, because I can't run, I can't jump, and I most certainly can't punch, then we are in a bit of a mess. And you demonstrated that, you witnessed that demonstration this past week. And so we started late, very late. We're not in a good place. We've got to do some rethinking. And all in all, that's why we're late this morning. I personally think Mirador is a unique operation. There are many in this world who would bite your arm off to get hold of something like this. The prophet is without honor in his own country. And people here don't value this, perhaps until it's gone. I don't want them to have the opportunity to value it after it's gone. I don't want it to go. But a lot of rethinking is going to have to take place. Now, I'm not absolutely sure, but I think that probably we will not broadcast on Monday and Tuesday. I'm not absolutely sure, because Richard Barton, for one, goes to great lengths to try and keep his decks clear on Mondays, and I don't want to inconvenience anybody who has got the golden heart to offer their time, their expertise, and their trouble to make Mirador work. So I'm not saying anything for the moment. Ooh. We'll be prepared for a shake-up in the next 10 days. As they say, I will make Mirador work or die in the attempt. And some people love to see me die. It leaves a little bit of time clear for thinking. And we need to squeeze that time somewhere. That's where we stand at the moment. So I have to send out invitations to the Jamboree today. And then we will wipe the slate clean, decide how we're going to proceed. So let's do our thing, first of all. It's cold outside. 9 degrees, and yes, it started off at 0. I'm not a bit surprised. But we're going to have sunny intervals. And a gentle breeze. Yes, it is gentle. The hanging baskets, which help me tell what the weather is like, are just very, very gently rocking. So it is only a gentle breeze. It's going to be much the same throughout the weekend. Full-blown summer. Plenty of sunshine on Tuesday the 18th. My recollection is, because my sister's birthday, the 21st of March, is the first day of spring. And we're not very far away. Whether that will see the end of the frosts, I have no idea. Anyway, not a bad day, all in all. Right, let's take a look at the papers. Well, we will. Except that they're not working. Wouldn't you know it? It's it's one of those